This time we're going to call the meeting to order. Open Public Meeting Act, NJSA 10-4-6. According to the Open Public Meeting Act, the meeting on July 24th, 2024 was sent to the R-Town and the Record and published on January 21st, 2024, posted on a bulletin board in the municipal building and on Rochelle Park's website and Facebook page. It has remained continuously posted as a required notice under the statute. It's being recorded and videotaped. In addition, a copy of this notice and has been available to the public and is on file in the office of the municipal clerk. Roll call.
Deputy Mayor Peachy. Here. Committeewoman Otola. Here. Committeewoman Judge Gravella.
Here.
Committeeman Miller.
Here.
And Mayor Bassetti.
Here. This time, everybody please raise the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next, for a moment of silence. Thank you. This time we're going to do our presentation, swearing in of the police officer Michael Lamas. Please come forward.
Thank you, Mayor. Yourself and the liaison join me down in front of the dais. Any other conveniences? So once again, thank you to the Township Committee for recognizing and appreciating the need for us to bolster our ranks. And Michael helped us do that. So, gentlemen, and Darlene wants to come up. I know Michael's wife is here, as well as her parents, his in-laws. So Michael Lamas is a graduate of Lodi High School and holds an associate's degree from Bergen Community College. With 5 years of law enforcement experience, he began his career as a corrections officer before joining the Irvington Police Department. During his time at the Irvington PD, Michael consistently earned recognition as being a top performer for multiple months. In his spare time, he enjoys spending time with his family, watching sports, going to the gym, and playing video games. Officer Lamas, by the way, is also now a resident of Rochelle Park, so he looks forward to remaining a part and continuing to protect our community. So with that, we have an oath, I believe, Matt?
Yes, so here you go. Keep all the Bible.
I, Michael Lamas,
I, Michael
do
Lamas,
solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform all duties of the office of police officer.
and justly perform all the duties of the office of police officer.
You have to stand.
I have the badge, if you'd like to pin it on us. And while Darlene does that, I just want to recognize and thank the team for coming out, supporting Michael. Pretty much everybody standing here was part of the process, as you guys were. We bring our candidates in, we have our team pretty much meet and interview the new officers and decide on who's going to be able to be part of our team. So we're very happy with Michael, look forward to it. Have to stick it all in there. It'll work. Yeah, a little blood. Nice. Congrats again.
Congratulations. Nice day, sir.
What I did out here, Mayor, I appreciate the presentation.
Sir.
I'd like to ask Detective Sergeant Jared Chapman to come up. Mayor one, Commissioner one, and as you speak. Good evening, everybody. Officer Kiska recently completed his training for becoming a drug recognition expert. That means he's trained in finding out if people can under the influence of any intoxicants, whether by alcohol or drugs. He also led the department last year with the most arrests. For his hard work and dedication in removing intoxicated and impaired drivers off of the road, he received the MAD Award. The MAD Award is the Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and for his award and recognition and excellence of his hard work, he was accepted an award and a challenge point. So, Officer Kiska, come up here, Fred. Thanks again, Chris, appreciate it.
Good job.
Meeting back to you, man. Thank you all, guys.
That's Alba.
As correspondence, and then you can do,
Any correspondence?
No question.
No
and
correspondence?
then approval of minutes, you can ask for a motion to move closed session.
Yeah, and also can I ask for a motion for approval of the agenda and a motion to close session, go to closed session, because we have paper press.
So the motion would be to move closed session up to now, and then, once that motion passes, then you could do a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make the motion. I'll second. Deputy Mayor Peachy? Yes. Committeewoman Otola?
Yes.
Committeewoman Judge Covello?
Yes.
Committeeman Miller?
Yes.
Mayor Vassetti?
Yes.
And now a motion to approve the agenda.
A motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make the motion.
Second?
I'll second. Deputy Mayor Peachy? Yes. Committeewoman Otola?
Yes.
Committeewoman Judge Covello?
Yes.
Committeeman Miller?
Yes.
And Mayor Vassetti?
Yes.
Now a motion to go into closed session.
And a motion to go to closed session, moving on.
No, this is a motion to go.
to closed session.
Yeah.
A motion,
I'll make the motion.
can I get a second?
I'll second.
Thank you.
Deputy Mayor Peachy? Yes. Committeewoman Otola?
Yes.
Committeewoman Judge Covello?
Yes.
Committeeman Miller?
Yes.
And Mayor Vassetti?
Yes.
For the public's benefit, we are going into closed session. We will be taking formal action after closed session. Matters to discussion closed session are negotiations, attorney-client privilege, and personnel.
I got one.
Ready? Get a motion come out of closed session?
Motion.
Second it?
I'll second. Deputy Mayor Peachy? Yes. Committeewoman Otola?
Yes. Sorry.
Committeewoman Judge Covello?
Yes.
Committeeman Miller?
Yes.
And Mayor Vassetti?
Yes. Make the discussions, Boswell engineer report.
Good evening, Mayor and committee members. Mic is on, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'd like to give you a report on the project we're involved with. With respect to the Rochelle Avenue and Railroad Avenue intersection improvement project, we submitted final plans to the county for their review and before it goes to the DOT for their review. The railroad and utility companies are all on board with the project improvements, including the jack and bore. We issued a detour plan to the town, which they approved, and we forwarded that to the county for inclusion in the documents. The sanitary sewer pump station improvement project, we're in the final stages of design. The design drawings and specifications are 90% complete. The application has been submitted for a treatment works approval to the DEP. We haven't heard back on that yet. And they have declared it complete. And the FEMA grants results are anticipated for October. We need to get those results before we can, hopefully it'll be positive, go out to bid after that. The emergency sanitary sewer repair, the resolution, the consent agenda to award it to Conquest. And we're waiting also for the emergency permit from the DEP to come in. The Howard Avenue project. There was a meeting on Friday with the borough, township was represented, and our people and the contractor. They're ordering the pipe and the drainage structures. They have requested that they would like to keep the same work crew on that started the job, and they're looking at a restart date in early September. And that's because they want to keep the same people on who have been on before, and it's the schedule we're proposing. But everything's gearing up for that date. The digital tax maps are being finalized. We have a meeting on Tuesday with the tax assessor to finalize the maps before we send them to Trenton. Dorothy Avenue, Gertrude Avenue, Pleasant Avenue project, which is the 2023 road program, is completed, and we're working on the closeout documents. Bergen County Open Space Project at Carlock and Matthew Fields. Public Service hasn't yet responded with the information we need for the meter relocation. We're going to finalize the electrical plans, but we still need the information from Public Service before we can finalize the plans and the cost estimate. Harvey Avenue project, which is a local aid 2024 project, it was awarded at the last meeting to DLS Contracting, and they have started work. The stormwater system mapping as required by DEP. We are working on incorporating the additional comments that the DEP has, and we expect to complete that in the next 2 weeks and resubmit it to DEP. And we worked also on the applications for the 2025 local aid project. We submitted an application for Dan Street on July 1st, which was the due date. So that's in, and hopefully we hear back positive on that in somewhere around November. And that's the extent of my project report on.
I have questions. I'm sorry, I didn't get your name, sir.
Oh, Pete Tenkate, I'm sorry.
Pete,
Peter Tenkate,
10K?
yes,
May I call you Peter?
I'm sorry?
May I call you Peter?
Absolutely,
Thank you. Howard Avenue. Piping that was purchased there for Howard Avenue
yes,
cannot be used
correct,
for this project.
yes,
Am I correct?
yes.
What's going to happen to that piping now?
The contractor's working on trying to get rid of it, and
The contractor's working on trying to get rid of
yes,
it? Okay, so the township bought it, and now the contractor has to find somebody to buy it from us, am I correct?
that's what we're trying to work on, yes. That's unresolved at this point.
I'm sorry?
It's unresolved at this point, what's happening to it.
Okay.
Because we're still working on that.
Tell me why we're looking at a September date for Howard Avenue.
Because working on getting the new pipe, the new structures, and the contractor schedule.
So we're working around a contractor who wants to keep the same crew.
Yes,
Would it be earlier if we had a different crew?
I could check on that.
Would you?
Did you get that impression at the?
The impression was because of the familiarity of the utilities down there with that crew, he wanted to bring that same crew back, not bringing a new crew, and their lack of familiarity with the project results in more delays.
Wasn't that supposed to be remapped again to make sure that all the utilities underneath were correct this time? So wouldn't any crew, and this is of my question, would any crew be able to look at that map to work on
I believe it could be, yes.
it? Maybe we can find out if we can, because this has started way back, I believe February, March, and it's been pushed back
I understand.
a few too many times, in my
I understand.
opinion. The street's a mess. I don't know what else I can tell you about it. And, cars are driving up and down. In my opinion, this is not a good or safe situation. That's my opinion.
I'll get back in.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Peter.
Just to follow up, so the street is just going to continue to remain a mess until early September, or are you going to clean up that area at all?
I'm going to go back and see if we can get the contractor to do some straightening up at the front.
If I may, Mayor. So I've had conversations with the contractor, not only at this meeting on Friday, but subsequent to that, he assured me if not this week, early next week, he is going to send a crew, remove whatever parts are not needed, remove whatever piles of gravel that are not going to be needed to backfill, and clean the area up once again. He's done it one other time, but I said it's enough. If we're waiting 8 weeks, I need it to be more than livable.
Okay. I mean, that's fair, as long as we can get some kind of, I understand that some of, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm understanding that some of the material does have to stay there until the construction. I get it. I understand that, but this is getting out of control, right? It's a mess. Cars are coming down. I drive down there every single day, several times a day, and I'm just saying personally, and in my opinion, I've heard it from a lot of residents on Howard. I live on Howard. I've waited long enough, in my opinion.
And
Understand.
you just relayed the same message I did, but a lot more calmly than I did. So I made it very,
Appreciate that.
I made it very.
I appreciate.
Yeah.
Did you say calmer? Okay.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. Second one, we have discussion of the calendars for 2025.
So we need to discuss if we're going to be sending out a 2025 calendar by mail. Last year, the last couple of years, it's been trouble with the mail. It's about $8,500 to send it out, and half the residents don't get them. We did do a recycling flyer, and it was only $1,100 to send that out, which actually was covered by a recycling grant, so that offset the price. So you guys have to just discuss what you want to do. I think you should, the calendar is up on the website, and it's printed. If people come in, we can print it out for them. But I think what you guys just got to, how you want to do it. We did have, this year we did get $225 back from the printing company because of the delay with the mail. But Dean can tell you, he was on the phone numerous times with the postmaster, and it's just, it's up to you guys what you want to do.
I agree, it's a yearly problem, just if we could simplify it.
So we'll still print out the calendars, folks just have to come to the
If they
municipal
want
building
to
to pick
print it
them up.
out, they don't want to do it manually, we'll offer it, I guess, right?
Yeah,
If I remember years
But you
ago,
still send out
we would do the recycling flyer.
calendar,
The recycling calendar.
like a hard copy,
Right.
with all
Yeah.
the dates,
Yeah.
Because that's what people need. I mean, you can download on the app Recycling Coach, which is great. It tells you Sunday night that, what's due for recyclables on Monday. It tells you garbage is Tuesday and Friday. It does give you all the stuff. It tells you about the grass clippings. I know not everybody, wants apps on their phone, but it is, and then do the flyer. So, but it's up to you guys, whatever you want to do.
what was the cost of postage for that?
The postage alone is about $600. Because we have an annual, well, it's probably a little bit more. Our permit is $498. It's like $497.97, so $498, and then the additional postage.
Tell me what you would be thinking of for the calendar.
So I like the idea of the recycling flyer that we did, and I liked your idea about putting on the front we can put we can put 12 months right on the front. Take out the, you know what I mean? So, they were great. Ramsey Graphics in Elmwood Park did this. So this is your recycling and your garbage. These went out on a Thursday, everybody got them the next day. But the front, you can make this smaller with everybody's names and the phone numbers, or just put down what you want. But down here, you could put the 12 months with the calendar.
The pull-off little calendar.
Well, not even a pull-up.
Just a little block.
Just little blocks, you know, you could put 4, 4, 4, and do it that way, you know, and then put your, you know, your tax dates and your meeting dates.
So that would basically, somewhere in there about, you know, save about 6,000, 6,500, right?
Easily, but more than that, because the 1180 is covered by a recycling grant.
Yes, yeah, we get the grant.
Yeah, seems like a no-brainer.
The last 2 years, enough with issues with these calendars.
Yeah.
We order them in November, we don't give them.
But these would be mailed.
These went out,
But the next year calendar would be mailed also, or no?
so,
We designed it.
so if you want to do this, we can do this, and then the calendar on our website is
This is
the
a
calendar.
PDF file.
Yeah, there's a PDF
I understand.
file.
So we wouldn't be printing any calendars at all,
Unless,
period.
yeah. You know, but that's whatever you guys want to do.
So I'm in favor of it. However, when residents don't get their calendars, they want it. They don't want to go to a website. They don't remember to go to a website. So I think we're going to have the alternative of printing out that calendar for people to pick up. That would be a compromise, because I get so many complaints about that, and people want it. And I know it's been a sticking point with you because it ends up being on, you know, big responsibility for you. But people just want it in hand. They keep it in their drawer. They, you know, they're not
This year
using
they
apps.
complained because the lines weren't, you know, with the printer, like the blocks weren't.
Yeah, they weren't as
Yeah.
pretty. Yeah, they weren't as good. Yeah. But if we could at least have them printed out and have them,
definitely do it,
you know,
you know.
people could come in January, they could pick it up and they could have
I
it the
do
whole
know
year.
the seniors like it, and I don't
Which
have a
calendar are
problem.
we talking about? Like the one we had this year? Is that what you want some of those printed?
Monthly calendar.
Like the ones we do now?
Yeah.
You want some of those printed?
I would
Is that
just
what you're
do, I
saying?
wouldn't be doing pictures.
It wouldn't
or
have
anything like that,
pictures on it,
just the
but
months.
that calendar would be
Why couldn't you
printed.
just make a small calendar on here?
Well, that's what I'm saying, that's
Right,
what,
why would you
that was
want
your
something
idea, I like
different?
that.
It's right on here.
Yeah, because right here
Take
you
this
can
half
do
and
it.
you make it a calendar, 12 months, and you put little things.
As long as the people have it. I get a lot of complaints from
So do I.
residents when they
So
come.
I think all of us have gotten
It's
this
important to
this year.
people to have it. So
If I remember correctly, and maybe I don't know if Mr. Haas is still here, but I think I remember the Boy Scouts used to put these in
Deliver them,
plastic
right?
bags and put them on your door years ago. I don't know.
Years ago, we
That's
used to
something-
get like a fly, you know, like,
It was. It was.
folded four-way.
Well, it was
whatever.
different every couple of years,
Yeah.
but, you know,
And I
that's,
would put that in my cabinet for my
Right.
recycling days.
right. So we don't, you know, as long as you guys want to decide, I mean, why don't we just put a calendar on this one and call
I
it a
agree,
day?
I agree, I liked your idea when you told me that.
All right, makes sense, instead of making something
Let's
just
try
a
it.
calendar.
as long as they have something, they like it
The
in
problem
hand.
is that nobody was getting them.
That is a
It was
problem.
$6,000 that the town paid, that nobody got them. And
8,500, yeah, it's a lot of money to lose.
and then it's a lot of money, and every year the price of these calendars go up for half the town.
Yep, so we could-
Quarter of the town not to get it. It's a waste
It's
of
very
money.
frustrating.
It is, it's very, so I think one page, and if everybody's getting this, we're better off. And we're not paying for it, because everything covered through a grant.
But Anne Marie, it's gonna be, you know, trying to figure out how to fit everything
Well,
on
I
here.
gotta tell you,
If we do the
I
bottom,
can't.
Can you hold it down, please? Thank you.
So this page right here,
yeah,
when I sent it over to the printer, Ramsey Graphics,
Yeah.
it was 3 pages. She got it all on one for me.
wow.
So she does
She
wonders.
knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good, okay.
All right.
Great, thank you.
Move on to number 3, electric scooters.
I'll take that, Mayor. Thank you. I know I've been working with Mr. DePisa in reference to coming up with a ordinance. There were some questions as to, you know, well, doesn't state statute dictate the safety, but not with everything. And Lieutenant Kukalski, our traffic safety officer, did provided me with a memorandum where he stated, I do think there is a need for an ordinance on electric vehicles. While most other towns have separate ordinance for scooters and electric bikes, I think it would be effective to have just an ordinance on electric-powered modes of transportation. Therefore, I would only amend section J on page 4 of the example that I provided to Mr. DePisa, which was from Saddlebrook, to exempt the operator with a mobility-related disability. So, of course, we would not be citing those who have a mobility-related disability and using a device for that purpose. And I think that was a good catch by the lieutenant that maybe Saddlebrook may want to relook at. But, so I'm going to ask that we continue to do that. We continue to see these electric devices racing up and down sidewalks without helmets, being stored. And so that ordinance would help curtail some of that.
Yeah, the lieutenant's memo was very informative, very good. I tend to agree with it. A lot of the innovative aspects of these motorized vehicles are going to get better and better. They're going to move faster and faster. So because of that, I think it's important, it's prudent to do an ordinance. So I'm in the process of drafting one up to make sure that we tackle some of those potential issues, those safety issues. And then I'll obviously circulate the draft to everyone for any feedback. But yeah, I agree with the lieutenant. I agree with the chief, and I think that we should do that. So yeah, we're in the process of it. On board.
Okay.
All right.
Move on to administrator's report.
Thank you, Mayor. Just want to let this committee know that I'm going to be pursuing the Green Communities Program for the Development of Community Forestry Management Plan. The program offers about $3,000 to hire professionals such as an arborist to develop the CFMP, which again is the Community Forestry Management Plan. We don't have one here in town. I already reached out to our arborist, received a quote. I'm going to talk to her about that, but having the plan will allow us to be eligible for more grants, including covering some of the cost of this, of the arborist writing the plan for us. So once that happens, I'll keep everybody in. I just want to thank our Shade Tree Committee Chair for bringing this to my attention, and I will continue to work with him and the DPW Superintendent as well. Just to reiterate, Mayor and Committee, as to what Mr. Tenkate touched on, Harvey Avenue, the work has begun. New storm drains, pipes, ADA compliant ramps, several sidewalks, aprons will be repaired. The roadway will eventually be repaved, and of course, 40 to 45 trees, which are a part of the plan, will be planted. Looking at about another 4 to 6 weeks for the work. At that point, we'll see where we're at planting-wise, and I'll make sure that the DPW and Boswell are satisfied that that time of year is conducive to planting the new trees. We've already discussed Howard Avenue and the scooters. Finally got confirmation from the PSE&G efficiency program. Just had to modify some numbers. We hope work to begin within a couple of months, and that's, again, we're waiting on PSE&G to confirm that they're ready to move ahead and that they have the items, and that's the replacement of some of the lighting fixtures, the heating and cooling, as well as some boilers here in Town Hall, Houghton Hall, Carlock Field, Matthews Field, and the firehouse and EMS building. That's all I have right now, Mayor.
Thank you. Mayor's report. Tommy?
Oh, please, maybe one Judge Ravel.
Okay.
All right.
Go on.
All right, let me start off with the seniors, and it is of heavy heart to report the passing on July 6th of Joan Slang. I'm saying that right. She was the president of the senior club. Sincere condolences to her and her family. She will definitely be missed. I did set up a meeting with our Congressman Pascrell on July 2nd, was accompanied by the Administrative Dean and had Ms. Peachy on the phone. I was able to arrange this meeting with Congressman Pascrell in regards to concerns of Rochelle Park. When we met with him and his top aide in the Patterson office, the general discussion was related to the flooding, grants, state funding that could potentially help Rochelle Park. The Congressman was extremely receptive to our concerns and stated he's willing to help our town in whatever way he can, and looking forward to meeting with him again soon. Dean, anything you want to add to that or no?
I want to thank you for setting up the meeting, for Deputy Mayor Peachy for making herself available on the phone. I think the Congressman made it very clear he understands bureaucracy, but he knows even better how to navigate it and will help us do so in getting state holdups out of our way. And, again, his thing over and over was, once a project starts, they never stop them. So we have to get to the starting point, and he's going to help us do that. And as far as, dredging and some of the cleaning up of our streams and rivers.
Well, he did speak in general about the DEP and a couple other agencies that he was going to talk to directly for us on our behalf. It was the first time that he ever met with council in this town for this session, so I was glad I was able to get that meeting. Hopefully we can get some more, maybe some more council people can, come. I know Tommy was working on it. Pretty much everybody else was doing something that day, but looking forward to more future meetings with him. Now, on the DPW, the DPW's report, they picked up litter in the parks on the town properties on a daily basis, have spot checked the sewer systems on weekly, looking for clogs before they become problems. There were 4 sewer call backups that were made. They're still continuing to clean the sewer lines and have a few more streets to run, and they'll be completed. The DPW has planted trees that was given to us by PSC&G. All trees appear to be doing okay, right there, Dave. And they've given us a 1-year guarantee on all the trees. That's PSC&G has given us 1-year guarantee. They've started trimming the tree trimming elevation of the town trees, removed major clogs of rags from sewer lines behind the houses on Hobart. And David asked if I could please emphasize that please don't put any rags into your sewer system. Flushable wipes are not truly flushable, and they create a major problem for our system. That was emphasized by our head of our director of DPW. So obviously there's problems in the pipes from that you're seeing it, right? Yeah. Sue. Also, they will pick up metal curbside on Mondays for recycling, and electronics every 4th Wednesday of the month. It also says, please, and I'm emphasizing this, refill the water bags around the trees, right? Is that what you're asking for? I know you can get to quite a few, but not always all of them. So if you do have a new tree, would you please refill the water bags so they stay healthy for a while? The other thing, DPW is down a worker because somebody left to go to another town. And I believe I'd like to speak to the council, and maybe we can go forward and maybe replacing that worker. I know that the administrator will check with the CFO financially to make sure. I believe we did put it in the budget, and if we can move forward with it and maybe get another DPW full-time for our crew and Dave. So that's what we're looking forward to. That's all I have for now. Thank you.
Thank you. Miller?
All right, thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everybody. Thanks for being here, and thanks for waiting. In June, the court issued 471 traffic tickets and handled 21 criminal complaints, resulting in a total court revenue of $13,064 for the month of June. The library will be holding a family board game night on Monday, July 29th from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. in the community meeting room, which is the room on the left-hand side just before entering the library. The next library meeting will be held on Monday, August 12th at 6:30 p.m. in the Senior Center. Access for all met on Wednesday, July 17th. They'll have a table set up at National Night Out, and their next meeting is Wednesday, August 21st in the Senior Center. The Bergen County Utilities Authority will be conducting a tires, electronics, mobile paper shredding collection event on Saturday, August 10th at Bergen Community College, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., rain or shine. Rochelle Park is also holding a shredding event in the municipal parking lot on Saturday, September 28th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And lastly, July is Disability Pride Month. This has been celebrated since 1990 when the Americans with Disabilities Act was signed. This month we honor our differences, champion inclusion, and recognize the incredible impact individuals with disabilities have had on our society. That's all from me. Happy summer, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Committeewoman Ortola?
Congratulations to Christopher Alvarez on becoming Rochelle Park's newest Eagle Scout. I attended his ceremony, and it was absolutely beautiful. Christopher had repaired the gazebo outside this building for his project. He replaced the roof all the way down to the plywood sheathing, redid the floors, painted the fencing, and added lighting. I was happy to donate money for the materials. I first met Christopher and his family when we were flood victims in Hurricane Irene in 2011. We were at Sacred Heart Church basement where volunteers were cooking meals every weekday evening for 6 weeks. At those dinners, he and his brother were in the corner doing their homework, and I got to know his parents. It's been a joy to watch him grow up since then and achieve this highest honor in Scouting. Congratulations, Christopher. The police received a call from a resident who once again complained about parking on both sides of the road on Chestnut Street. Although vehicles were parked legally, the officer needed to address this issue because of the call. He found that they were not there because of Carlock Field, but were attending a repass at one of the nearby homes. The officer felt so terrible for interrupting such a solemn event that he went and bought flowers with his own money to express his sorrow for interrupting the grieving family. I want to thank Officer Bledsoe for his compassion and kind gesture. I would also like our residents to know that our officers are commonly committing acts of kindness when difficult situations arise. Behind the badge on our officer's chest is a heart. Although we don't hear about their generosity very often, I want to thank all their officers for their compassion. This particular incident happened a couple of months ago, but I was just made aware of it, and I wanted to share that with the public. And Officer Bledsoe has been with us just a year now, and he's been doing great work, and he's coming off probation tonight. That's on our agenda, so we thank him. I also like to welcome to our team, as we swore in earlier, Michael Lamas. So we're proud to have our newest hero in Rochelle Park. And also congratulations to Officer Kiska for being awarded by MAD, which is Mothers Against Drunk Driving. So here's the report from the police. During the month of June, our team answered 1,411 calls for service. Even with this busy call volume, our patrol division and detectives continue to demonstrate good proactive tactics in the endeavor to seek out criminals and criminal behavior before it impacts innocent people, and their output is demonstrated by the 209 motor vehicle stops, 17 arrests, 40 criminal charges, and 549 summonses issued. Also in the month of June, we continued our community outreach, and members of the department attended an Eagle Scout ceremony, which I just mentioned, and provided our 5th grade lead students with the annual baseball game trip. We had community outreach officers present at Rochelle Park Day, as well as had prepared emergency operation plans. The department continues our Cops and Shops program, which profiles a local business with our officers meeting and greeting the ownership or management, and introducing the police department to them and profiling them on the social media platforms. We continue to plan a bike rodeo in the coming weeks and have finalized most plans for our National Night Out, which is Tuesday, August 6th, which I'm so looking forward to. And that's at 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. in the Midland School parking lot area. We will have a host of food trucks, face painting, DJs, music, numerous emergency service vehicles, and demonstrations and more. The department continued to expand the capabilities of our team with training in many facets of the job, including Detective McCune completing the exclusive Top Gun, class number 61, on the investigation of gangs, illegal drug distribution, and illegal firearms, search and seizure, and warrant service. Police Officer Aurelia completed the week-long crisis intervention team training, and Sergeant LeBoy and Police Officer Saldivia completed rifle instructor training, and Sergeant LeBoy also attended mandatory week-long rapid deployment field force training class in Alabama, which is funded by the County of Bergen. On the administrative side, we are proudly and happily preparing to add our newest member, which I have just mentioned, Police Officer Michael Lamas, who has completed his background check, medical and psychological exams, and was sworn in tonight. So just to highlight some of the, we had 89 emergency medical calls this month, 9 community outreach, 15 fire department responses, and the total arrests and complaints and charges is 40. So once again, great work by your team, Chief. We're very proud of them. Thank you.
Dean, National Night Out next month?
August 6th, first Tuesday of the month, 6 to 9. Gail mentioned 6 to 9 at Midland School. And I believe there's going to be a home run derby between the fire department and police department. Wiffle ball home run derby, I think, is going on. So there'll be a little competition as well, Mayor.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor?
So before I give my report, I just have something, a statement I wanted to read to the public. So good evening, everyone. I'd like to take this opportunity to address recent comments and criticisms regarding my decisions to not raise any flags and my perceived backpedaling on certain issues. I want to reaffirm that every decision that I make is guided by my commitment to the well-being of our community and to moving us all forward. My goal has always been to transcend partisan lines and focus on what is best for all of the residents. This vision is something I have promised and continue to uphold. Despite this, I understand that some residents may be disagreeing with my decisions and have expressed their dissatisfaction. It's important to recognize that differing opinions are a natural part of a diverse community, and I welcome constructive dialogue. However, recent personal attacks on my character are both unwarranted and unproductive. It's essential for us to engage in respectful and meaningful discussions rather than resort to divisive behavior. These attacks not only undermine the progress we have all made, but also distract from our shared goals. I remain dedicated to serving every resident in this community, listening to all your concerns, making decisions that reflect our collective interests. Let's work together to create a more inclusive, forward-thinking community that we can all be proud of. I ran for council as a concerned resident, just like many of you, with the goal of being a voice for our community and fostering a positive change. Transparency and integrity are at the heart of my commitment to serve all of you. Instead of being distracted by untrue partisan statements that only serve to confuse and divide us, we should all be working together to fulfill our shared responsibility. Our focus should be on what we all took an oath to do, protect our community, and make decisions that move us all forward. So I again reiterate that I pledge to remain dedicated to these principles and to work collaboratively with all members of our community to ensure that every resident's needs and concerns are addressed. I'd like us to unite in our common goal of making our community a better place for everyone. Furthermore, while our current council members cannot change decisions made by our predecessors and prior administration, we are committed to ensuring that the residents' voices are heard and decisions are made in the best interest of our community. Together, we all aim to restore our main goals: transparency, unity, trust, and respect amongst one another. This is our community, and we must fight every day for what is right. Our administration has been dedicated to this mission. So let's focus on the current issues and move forward, leaving the past and negativity in the past. In our community, the essence of bipartisanship is about coming together to address our shared challenges and achieve our common goals. It's about setting aside party affiliations and working collaboratively to create solutions that benefit everyone. Bipartisanship means listening to each other, valuing the diverse perspectives, and finding common ground. Let's remember that our strength lies in unity, cooperation, and commitment to the well-being of our entire community. Together, we can all build a future for all. As a member of this council, I am committed to fostering a community built on mutual respect and understanding. I'm constantly hearing and seeing instances of disrespect towards our administration, our council members, and the professionals who have all diligently been serving our community. I understand that frustration can arise from various situations, and it is crucial to address these concerns. However, it is essential to remember that frustration does not justify disrespect. Our administration, council members, and professionals work tirelessly to ensure that our community thrives. They deserve our utmost respect and appreciation for their dedication and hard work. If certain residents want to continue to accuse people of lacking diversity and engaging in wrongdoing, we will never be able to move forward as a community. This divisiveness hinders our ability to grow and unite as we should. We must stop the partisan negative attacks and instead channel that energy into becoming a cohesive team, working together for the betterment of our community. So let us remember that we are all working towards the common goal of making our community a better place. Constructive dialogue and cooperation are the keys to overcoming challenges and achieving positive outcomes. and I urge all residents to approach their concerns with civility and respect, as this will lead to more effective solutions and a stronger and more united community. As for my recreation update, football registration is open online until August 9th on the website and has been posted through social media links. We are looking for coaches, so anyone interested, please contact Mark Azzolino, the recreation director. Camp attended their first trip to the Teaneck movie theater, which was a great time for all. They also had a day with the petting zoo where the kids got to learn about different animals, which was enjoyed by all. Summer ball finished last night. Unfortunately, the Rochelle Park Royals did not win in the playoffs, but they had a great season, and we are extremely proud of them. They anticipate having fall ball registration open within the next week or two, so please watch the Township website and social media for more information. That's all for me.
Thank you. Fireman's report, the Rochelle Fire Department responded to 28 calls in the month of June. Members logged a grand total of 176.4 man-hours in the month. On June 16, 2024, Rochelle Park Fire Department was dispatched to 79 Parkway. A report of smoking coming out of the second floor window. 3:30 arrived and requested a working fire assignment. F1 in Maywood 16 forced entry to the second floor on the Charlie side, and E1 crew advanced a 1 3/4 inch hand line into the apartment. Fire was found to be in the Alpha Bravo corner of the second floor. The crew from E1 entered the fire room and knocked down the main body of the fire. Simultaneously, the crews from T1 was ventilating the roof and exterior windows. Maywood conducted primary searches of the home. Once the main body of fire was knocked down, the area was opened up to check for the fire extensions. Additional companies stretched a hand line in the first floor of the home and checked for any signs of fire extension. All additional checks provided negatives for any fire extensions. June 6, 2014, Lodi requested Rochelle Park Fire Department Engine 2 to respond to the second alarm fire. Crews from E2 and from F1 and 3:30 operated on scene, assisting with the fire and attacking open up. Crew operated on scene until released by command. The building department permits issued 39, UCC inspections 89. Total value of construction, $1,196,997. Permit fees collected was $20,638. Penalty fees waived was $8,130. Zoning permits, $1,895. Zoning inspections were 7. Zoning applications, 21. Zoning violations, 1. Continuing certificate of occupancy, $1,125. Standalone inspections were 68. Property maintenance violations were 27, complaints were 69, CCO inspections 8, with total fees collected $23,658. Year-to-date revenue $250,642. Attorneys?
There's one ordinance on to be walked on tonight that my office prepared. This ordinance is an administrative ordinance. In other words, we had previously passed an ordinance to change the language in our borough code from certificate of occupancy to certificate of compliance. We did that in connection with a directive we received from the DCA Division of Codes that they wanted the code to read as certificates of compliance. So after we passed that ordinance, I reviewed the code and saw that we needed to change some language in other aspects of our code to conform to that change. So essentially, it's a walk-on, but the only thing we're doing is we are adjusting certain language in other code sections to also read as certificate of compliance instead of certificate of occupancy. And I'm asking that that be walked on and passed on first reading tonight. And that's it for my report.
Any clerk's report?
Mayor, can I ask Dean a quick question? Dean, sorry, I forgot to ask earlier. Just to clarify, so potentially on August 28th, we might have a resolution on the agenda to hire professionals such as the arborist to start writing the forest management plan.
You might not even need a resolution. Like, the money is budgeted within Shade Tree. Falls under the need for a bid or going for a quote. So, I'll keep you updated. Most likely just going to make a couple phone calls with her and move forward. I'm also waiting for a response from the grant writer as well, just to get everything together.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This time we're going to, motion to open up the public portion.
I'll make the motion.
I'll say.
This time we'll, aye.
Aye.
This time we'll open up the public portions. Please try to limit for 3 minutes. This time we're open. Everybody? One.
Diane Verhassel, Forest Place. 2 questions. Do we know if there's any plans currently for the paving of Rochelle Ave? It hasn't been done in a very, very long time. I know it's a county road, but I look at our neighboring towns on the same county road that have been paved. So I was wondering if there's any plans. I mean, it's getting really bad, as I'm sure you're aware. My other question is, now that the construction project at the plaza is moving forward, I know we have an agreement with them, but I was wondering if we're going to be having any kind of talks, maybe between you and their lawyer or whoever, especially with the increased traffic on Plaza Way that's going to be coming. If anything has been talked about, maybe adding to the agreement or changing it. And I don't know what you guys talked about in your closed session, but I will tell you, and I'm saying this for a whole group of people that were here, several meetings ago, when you had 2 meetings in a row where you guys had closed sessions at the beginning, we were told you had to do it, you weren't going to do it again. Tonight it was almost 2 hours. I would just like to ask again, and I know other people have asked this, either do it like the Board of Ed does, they meet an hour earlier, or at least let people know there's going to be something, because I have to tell you, as residents, and I can tell you, many here felt it, to not tell us you're going to have a closed session and then have us sit here for almost 2 hours. I'm not questioning that it was an important item, but it doesn't show a lot of respect for all of us sitting out here. You had people that had to leave, et cetera, and just reminding you that we were told it wasn't going to happen, and apparently it did. So I guess back to my other questions, I don't know, Dean or whoever would know about the paving or...
You want me to answer that?
Yes, sir.
So the county had reached out to us last year stating they were going to be doing Rochelle Avenue. That since got put on hold. I will reach back out and see, what the delays are. But it was that portion from pretty much Chestnut Avenue up through Passaic Street.
And if they're waiting for Route 17, that's way ahead.
No, this was a project designated way prior to that.
Right, I remember it being mentioned. Yeah.
And as far as the plaza goes, the negotiations resulted in us, the plaza paying for us to have Boswell conduct a traffic study, as well as the storm drain study. As you recall, it would be minimal impact. As they move forward with their other phases, I will continue with Mr. DePisa, and at this committee request, if they so would desire it, to continue with negotiating with the plaza, because once they start developing this side, I think there is definitely no way around the traffic.
That's what I was thinking of, even just on your
And
police force.
exactly, and I still have that original agreement. It was designed for police, fire, EMS, that money, and it's probably outdated in time to be renewed discussion for sure.
Especially with the large amount of building they're going to be doing. All right, great, thank you.
Thank you.
So to that point, if I may.
Yes.
We're meeting August 28th. So why don't we just set it right now? Mr. Hassel made a very good point to come at 6, so we can get everybody all set for saying yes.
I'm saying yes, I won't be here, but I
understand
agree,
that,
I agree with
but
the
if we're all
thought
here now, maybe we should decide just to start, open, of course, and then go right into close. So, it is, I understand it's not fair sometimes, but we have to do what we have to do. And you understand that. Sometimes it goes a little longer, but, I know that I understand.
I can be here at 6 p.m. on August.
I can be here, yeah.
I think we're going to try, we've got to get it going.
No, we couldn't notice in time. I have to notice 40 minutes.
So
Yeah, we'll
just-
meet a month, yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Right, I mean,
6 o'clock on the 28th, I could.
Right.
do
I will say in
Did
defense,
you make it?
Yeah,
can you make it?
yeah, I'll be there.
I will do,
Yes.
Go ahead.
Amber did try to make it earlier, but some of us were away and couldn't get back to her quick enough. So she did try, and unfortunately she didn't have enough time to advertise, and that's, I'm being open and public about it, but, yeah. Okay. No, I understand. I understand. I've sat there and felt it too. Sue, We're good with,
Yep,
Yeah, everybody's
everybody's good
on
with
board.
it. I'll
And
do
we'll,
it tomorrow.
and closed session will be at 6, beginning of the meeting.
oh yeah, open to, and then go into
We'll
close.
open.
Yeah, open, and then go to close right away.
Friday.
Great, thank you.
Anybody else from the public? Nope. Motion to close?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So we have a bunch of walk-ons.
Why don't you do the consent first, and then you
Yeah,
can
let's
take the
do the
walk-ons
consent
after?
and then we can do,
All items listed below are considered to be routine and non-controversial by the Township Committee and will be approved by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a committee member or citizen so requests, in which case item will be removed from the consent
Yeah,
agenda,
we're doing
considered
consent
in its normal sequence and agenda as part of the general orders. Resolutions number 024-151 through resolution number 024-156. We got a motion?
I'll make the motion.
is there a second?
I'll second.
Deputy Mayor Tucci?
Yes.
Committeewoman Otola?
Yes.
Committeewoman Judge Covello?
Yes,
Committeeman Miller?
Yes.
Mayor Pacsetti?
Yes. Gonna do a couple of walk-ons. Authorizing, resolutions number 024-157, authorizing payment estimate number 2 CDBG FY 2023 Dorothy, Gertrude, and Pleasant Avenues. Whereas the Township Committee of the Township of Rochelle Park adopted a resolution awarding a bid for the CDBG FY 2023 Dorothy, Gertrude, and Point Pleasant Avenue project to DLS Contracting, Inc., and whereas the township engineer, by way of letter dated July 24, 2024, copy of which we have attached, has certified that the work is completed and stated and recommended and confirms the total amount due to be paid to DLS Contracting, Inc. is $47,588.94, remains accurate and valid, and now therefore be resolved by the Township Committee of the Township of Rochelle Park and Township Treasurer make payment to DLS contract. It's not like to open for any questions or comments from the committee. No? Motion to pass. Ask for a motion to pass.
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Deputy Mayor Tucci?
Yes.
Committeewoman Otola?
Yes.
Committeewoman Judge Covello?
yes,
Committeeman Miller?
Yes.
Mayor Pacsetti?
Yes. Resolution number 024-158, resolution to promote police officer Douglas Arendex to the rank of lieutenant. Whereas the Mayor and Township Committee of the Township of Rochelle Park has recognized the benefit of promoting Sergeant Douglas Arendex to the rank of lieutenant with the Rochelle Park Police Department retroactive to June 27, 2023, and now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and the Township Committee of the Township of Rochelle Park, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, that Sergeant Douglas Arendex is promoted to the rank of lieutenant with the Township of Rochelle Park Police Department, and the Mayor be, and he is hereby authorized and directed to execute, and the Township Clerk to attest any of the all documents necessary to effectuate the aforementioned promotion according to the Township Committee. Township policy and the applicable collective bargaining agreement, and be it further resolved that a copy of the within resolution and the governing collective bargaining agreement be available for the public inspection during the regular business hours pursuant to the laws of the state of New Jersey, County of Bergen, Township of Rochelle Park.
Questions? Comments?
Question or comments for this? Oh, any questions or comments for this?
No.
Motion. Can I get a motion
I'll make the motion.
and second?
I'll second.
Deputy Mayor Tucci?
Yes.
Committeewoman Otola?
Yes.
Committeewoman Judge Covello?
yes.
Committeeman Miller?
Yes.
Mayor Pacsetti?
Yes. Township of Rochelle Park, resolution number 024-159, resolution authorizing the execution of a settlement agreement between the Township of Rochelle Park and Douglas Arendex. This time, any questions or comments from the committee? Motion to pass.
I'll make the motion.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Deputy Mayor Tucci?
Yes.
Committeewoman Otola?
Yes.
Committeewoman Judge Covello?
Yes,
Committeeman Miller,
Yes.
and Mayor Pacetti.
Yes. Resolution 024-160, an ordinance to amend chapter 100, 155, and 185 of the Code of the Township of Rochelle Park to conform with the amended chapter 75 entitled Certificate of Compliance. May I ask for a motion to introduce the title of the first reading, ordinance number 1211-24, on ordinance to amend chapter 100, by way of resolution 024-160, and to be published in the full in the Bergen record with the notice public hearing to be held on August 28, 2004. Get a motion?
Motion.
Second?
I'll second.
Deputy Mayor Tucci?
Yes.
Committeewoman Otola?
Yes.
Committeewoman Judge Covello?
Yes.
Committeeman Miller?
Yes.
And Mayor Pacetti.
Mayor Pacetti?
Mayor Pacetti?
Yes.
This is an ordinance.
And then there's the 161.
161.
Once again, I can read the ordinance. I'm gonna read this.
Yeah, that you read, because it's an ordinance on first reading.
Ordinance to amend chapter 100, 155, and 185 of the Code of the Township of Rochelle Park, along with the amended chapter 75 entitled Certificate of Compliance.
Did we just say?
I gotta read it.
Yeah, because it's a first
Here
reading.
therefore introduced, does now pass on first reading, and that said ordinance be further considered for final passage at the meeting to be held on 28th day of August, 2024, 7 p.m., or as soon thereafter, as the matter can be reached at the regular meeting place on Township Committee, and that at such time and place, all persons interested be given an opportunity to be heard concerning in said ordinance, and that the acting municipal clerk is hereby authorized and directed to publish said ordinance according to the law with a notice of its introduction and passage on the first reading, and of the time and place when and where said ordinance will be further considered for final passage. We have to give a motion.
The motion, yeah, the first reading.
I get another motion on the first reading?
I'll make a
Motion.
Second? Either.
She's got it.
Deputy Mayor Tucci?
Yes.
Committeewoman Otola?
Yes.
Committeewoman Judge Covello?
Yes.
Committeeman Miller?
Yes.
And Mayor Pacetti.
Yes.
That's it. right?
And the last one is 161.
Yeah, it's an ordinance.
Resolution number 024-461, resolution approving the retirement agreement between the Township of Rochelle Park and Douglas and Rendex Police Lieutenant.
You could, yeah, read the first one, that's it, and then you could just ask the question comments.
All right, whereas Mayor,
Yeah, and then you could ask for
all right,
questions.
whereas Mayor and Township Committee deem it prudent and necessary to approve the retirement agreement with Douglas and Rendex to cover the terms of his retirement for service as lieutenant and police officer with the Township of Rochelle Park Police Department after 26 years of service, effective August 1st, 2024. A copy of such contract is attached hereto and made part of this resolution. Motion or comments? Any comments?
I'd like to make a comment.
Yes.
I'd like to thank Mr. Rendex for his 26 years of service, not only to the community in whole, but also he was a DARE officer, if I remember correctly, or lead officer. I'm trying to go back and forth on those at the school, and he made, what I recall, a very good impression on the children. I wish him the best of luck in his future retirement. Thank you.
Motion to pass?
I'll make the motion.
Give me a second.
I'll second.
Deputy Mayor Tucci?
Yes.
Committeewoman Otola?
Yes.
Committeewoman Judge Covello?
Yes.
Committeeman Miller?
Yes.
And Mayor Pacetti.
Yes. That's everything, huh?
That's it.
All right, motion to close?
I'll make the motion.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
28th, and we're gonna start at 6 p.m.
There we go. Next meeting, August 28th, 6 p.m.
Everybody enjoy the rest of the summer.